Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed the G20 development ministers meeting via a video conferencing, emphasizing on a need to prioritize sustainable development and the democratization of data and technology. The Prime Minister also called for a reduction in the data divide in his message. Today, we look at how India is pushing digital solutions, not just for the country, but for the world as well. Let me bring in Jaijit Bhattacharya. Jaijit Bhattacharya, when the Prime Minister talks about the democratization of technology and data, how does one break that down into actionables?
So, you look at how technology, and over here I'm talking about digital technology developed in the West versus the digital technology developing in India. In the West, it was large capitalist corporations, or what we call popularly as a big tech, who were able to bring in big technologies, which were at the population scale. So you look at Google, you look at Facebook, they were at population scale. But do we have the capital to do that in India? Very challenging, right? Which is where the government stepped in and they started building the requirements and the technologies that are needed for India, which are fundamental such as Aadhaar, UPI, DigiLocker, and so on and so forth. And Coven, and it's a large pipeline of digital public infrastructure that the government has been building at a very fast pace. Now, if you look at what's happening to the rest of the world, they are still getting deprived. The global south is still getting deprived. Can an Angola or a Ethiopia and so on be able to develop these large expensive systems on their own, even if the government steps in? They don't have the ability. They don't have that kind of capital, even at the government level, to be able to build such complex and expensive systems. So what India is providing to democratize access to technology across the global south and across the world for that matter, whoever wishes to pick it up. If US government wants to pick it up, they can go ahead and pick up the technology that India is giving, but India is giving it free of cost. Just like we gave yoga, we gave algebra, we gave high carbon steel, you name it, we gave it over a couple of thousands of years. We gave fundamental science and technology free to the rest of the world. We continue to give digital technology free to the rest of the world, so that it's not just the West which gains out of technology, but it's also the global south which has been deprived of access to technology, access to digital, to be able to access it and better their lives. And therefore also increase efficiency in their economy, create more jobs, have a better life, and all of that is being provided at no cost, which is in line with the tradition of India.
Jaijit Bhattacharya, as far as some of, talking about India's own digital revolution, you talk about COVID, there's RuPay, UPI, we've had these conversations before as well, but somewhere, of course, besides the transfer of technology, another crucial aspect is always building of trust with several nations. And therefore, it becomes important, the sort of terms that India uses, the way India positions itself. It's not trying to be a big brother of the global south. The big brother syndrome is something that America has had for a very long time. So that's not what India is saying. We don't want to be the leader of the global south, but we want to be the voice of the global south.
No, absolutely right. In fact, coincidentally, I'm at the G20 Digital Economy Working Group meeting in Pune right now, with the 20 nations as well as the observer nations over here. And we are leading the G20 as the president, but leading them from the back. We are pushing them. We're not in the front. So it's not a hegemonic mechanism of leading. It's a leading where we are all equals. In fact, taking forward what Wing Commander Sudhakaran was mentioning, is the global south has problems. They're coming out and expressing those problems. They're also saying, look, you will give us the digital public infrastructure for free, but what about the servers? What about the implementation? What about capturing everybody's biometrics? That costs money, and we don't have even that money. So now India is looking forward to figuring out how can we help out, or how can the entire world help out our brothers and sisters in other countries, and see whether financing can be organized. And we're all pitching together to make sure that that happens. And therefore, it's a leadership of a very different kind that I don't think the world has seen in that sense. It's really leading from the back, picking out the issues that the various countries have. And it's not just in the digital economy or in the technology world. It's going beyond. It's going towards financing. It's going towards educational help. It's going towards finding out how do we have equivalence in terms of skilling, if there is a carpenter in Nepal, how can we make sure that that carpenter's skills are recognized in Dubai or Europe, and therefore they're able to get more out of their skills? So all of that is what India is championing for the global south and for the rest of the world.